Tips and tricks, MX bikes. So first things first, I would say bind your gas to the right trigger and bind your front brakes to the left trigger. You're going to bind your rear brakes to X, and you're going to bind your bike lean to the left stick. This just makes it a lot more easier, in my opinion, for turning. You're going to bind your body's lean to the left stick as well, which is kind of how you wheelie. So you got your lean and your wheelie all in the same stick. And then your right stick is going to be your character lean. So the bike and the character lean independent of each other. It doesn't really look like it here. I'll zoom out here in a second and show you. Another tip is when you're hitting the gas, you wanna just kind of feather. You don't want to bust it all the way down to the floor, otherwise you're going to be full pegged and your bike's going to flip over backwards on you. Same thing with the brakes. The lighter you put it, the lighter pressure is going to be on it. The harder you put it, the more pressure is going to be on it. So as I was saying earlier with leaning, I'll come out to an outside perspective so you can see better. The left stick is how my character leans the bike. And then if I use the left stick to lean my character backwards and then forwards, it gives you a different center point on the bike. You use the right stick is how you're going to get your character to lean left and right rather than forward and back. So if you're like deep in a corner or something, you use that right stick to kind of pick your character up above the center of mass so your bike doesn't completely dive down into the dirt. Learning to play with both sticks and using the counter lean is 100% necessary in this game. Otherwise, you are going to be struggle bussing forever. Next, I'm going to give you a glance at the settings that I use. These are personally how I like them. Remember, make your left stick your lean input. It's important that when you do it, you make sure to push left to bind it. Otherwise, it'll be inverted. You'll see what it means when you go to change it. If you look at the bottom right, kind of where the yellow line keeps appearing, that is when I am touching the controller. So when you move left or right, it shows you, how fast, how slow. That's what all these settings adjust is, how much pressure is being applied, how fast it applies, how fast it releases. This is all important. Your direct lean or I use combination brakes, which is a mixture of front and rear brakes. So when I push the front brake, it gives a little bit of rear brake at the same. Rear brake and clutch I bound, which it says A, but it's X on the PlayStation controller. I'm pretty sure NVIDIA just automatically does it. Like I said, forward back lean is going to be on your left stick. Rider lean is going to be your right stick, left, right. And then I leave rider lean tracking off. No idea what it does. 72, 5, 125, and then 3, 150, 50, 52, 80, 25. I honestly can't tell you a whole lot about what it does. There's a tutorial video that's really good about it. Guy explains what you're doing and why you're doing it. So the press and release, all that, he gives a really good explanation. I'll put him in the video at the bottom. It's my throttle controls, brake controls. I pretty much keep low gain because when I push it, I don't want it to go all the way with your front brake. Otherwise, you'll endo all the time. You keep it under 100, not above 100, and that's what gives you that little gap down there. So this is brakes. And then rear brakes, I did a little bit differently. I put 123% gain, and that just makes it to where my brakes engage immediately, because if it was low, I was not engaging, so I was sliding through a lot of corners. The big brake, or the rear brake for me, is kind of a big thing. I don't worry about the clutch. Left right lean, again, or forward back lean, I turned the gain up because I want it to be instantaneous. And then left right lean, I left alone because your guy he's already pretty quick on the lean there. So your second set of inputs, I didn't really worry about any of this stuff other than the push bike, which is the D-pad up and down. And push bike is important because what that does is when you're stuck on something, you push forward or backwards, and it's like your guy using his legs to walk off of said object or get you out of said spot. So yeah, that's pretty much, I don't think I adjusted any of this. I left all of this alone other than this page. Okay, so this page, I turned off lean help and traction help, brake help, and automatic rider forward back lean, automatic rider left right lean. You don't need those. If you have those on, it tends to make your guy kind of wobbly. You want automatic sit and automatic tire change, so when you go into the pits, it automatically puts new tires on. A big thing when you're starting out in this game is go slow, take your time, don't try to go too fast, oversending jump, undersending jumps, blasting through corners. Take your time, slow down. In this clip, I'm going to show you a little bit of how I control myself, how it's important to stay in a line. Like, if you break the track up into like rows pretty much, and then you try to stay in a row, I like to take the inside corner as much as possible and stay to the center of the track as much as possible. Gives me the ability to choose my lines a little bit more freely. If I was racing somebody, for instance, I would have the ability to decide if I want the in or outside line. As you can see by the tracks I leave from previous laps, I favor the inside line a lot. Right here at these corners is a good example of when to use the rider lean on the right stick to help keep your character upright. Because when you're cornering, your bike will dive. You will dig your handlebars into the ground. You'll dig your foot pegs in. You can get too close too easy. Falling over is a big part of this game. There is a huge learning curve from it. A big thing is you really need to learn your tracks and your jumps before you decide you want to start racing and stuff. Not all the jumps are just full send it. Sometimes you need to slow down, drop a gear or two in order to make a jump more clean. This jump here, for instance, the last jump was full peg. This jump, you take off a little bit. You don't want to send it. This jump here, you do not want to full send. Otherwise, you over jump it into the end of that corner way too much. Preloading is... it works in this game, but it's not necessary. Like, I preload there a little bit. It kind of set me a little bit further than I wanted to be. And then when I was coming around the corner, it caused me to dive. My handlebars grabbed a little bit, and I was down. So, like I said, take it slow. It's just a game. Have fun. A big thing to learn, scrubbing. Scrubbing is when you're coming up a jump and you dive, or I don't know how to say it. You just basically whip the bike all the way to one side so that way you can stay closer to the ground and it gives you a little bit more speed. There's a couple of good whips in this video, I think. I think possibly right here I try to whip it. Nope. Like I said, getting to learn the track, it's a hard thing. Getting to control the bike, figuring out how far it's going to jump, preloading. I preload this almost every time. I did it without preloading there just to show you how undercut you really are. If you come too high on it, you're not going to be able to corner right. If you don't body lean, it's not going to corner right. Slowing down early, you always want to slow down. Like, that corner has no berm, so you want to slow down before you get into it. You don't want to keep the tires pegged when you're coming into a corner, otherwise the bike will spin out from underneath you. You want to kind of just let off the gas a little bit and kind of feather it into it. And remember that you need to use the right stick to help keep your character balanced. If you found anything in this video useful today, please give me a like and a follow, maybe a share. And I hope you guys have a great day, and this video gives you all the tips and tricks needed in order to be successful in your future MX Bikes career.